Hellboy?
Well, where do I start? It's good to be in Comic-Con, first of all. It's been a year since we wrapped, so it's seeing things, about a year, I think, so watching things gear up and get exciting, and watching all the fans get excited and getting messages from certain fans, and you almost forget, it's been so long, and like, oh, here we go, it's time, so it's exciting to be here.
Awesome. Tell us about getting ready to be Hellboy.
Getting ready to be Hellboy? I've been preparing all my life, it looks like. All jokes aside, a lot of the preparation work was kind of done for us in the sense that the prosthetic people, the VFX people, the director, they had a clear idea of what they wanted to do with Mike Mignola. They pulled everything from the comic book, almost frame by frame, outside of small deviations of Bobbie Jo character and some pieces that we stitched together from some other stories. It's really true and faithful to Mike's creation in the comic book, and I think it's exciting, especially for Mike, to see his baby brought to life in a cinematic fashion from the comic book. But I don't know if there's any preparation for it other than mentally getting ready to be in that suit and work every day. It was a spiritual experience in that thing, you know.
Yeah, talk about getting into this suit every day.
Yeah, every day. First one there, last one to leave, you know, 4 in the morning, 4 hours of work. They just stroll in 8 in the morning. You've already been there for 4 hours, and you're the last one to leave. It takes an hour or two to take it off, and I don't know. It's a one-off experience. So I knew what I signed up for, and it was great.
And it's much more of a horror movie.
Oh, it's totally a horror movie, really. Yeah.
How is that for you?
I mean, great. Fighting realistic kind of monsters that actually could be in the realm. You know, they're actually creatures that we encounter outside of maybe their size is a little different because it's realm bending, but it's within reality. So it's a really grounded, realistic, independent kind of experience, right? It's not this big kind of bombastic Hollywood operation. It's intimate. It's almost like camping. It's not glamping. It's really camping. You know?
So as far as building the Hellboy character,
building.
Yep. Your Hellboy character compared to previous, was there an approach that you came at this by, or was it just you were trying to follow more the era of the character in the comic book? How did you approach this?
I mean, the aesthetic creation is obviously out of my control. I mean, the costume, or the prosthetic rather, not a costume, was created for me, right? So it's about making it fit, making it your own. I know the director, Brian, was in my corner in a sense where we really wanted to be able to read the face, so it's not this rubber mask and you can't really feel and see the nuances of the acting. That was a little bit challenging. But yeah, so much of that was already done for you, right? So making him your own is much. It's really just a false theory because it's already written for you and created for you. So you just got to find the nuances of your own within the scenes as an actor.
So what are the differences of coming at a movie like Hellboy that's a big budget movie and a show like The Strain that you were on? That both horror, but one is, very much little bites.
Little bites.
As opposed
big
to
bites.
This big bite.
Very different. I mean, it's very different working in prosthetic, long hours, once a week, twice a week, as opposed to 5-6 day weeks, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours back to back. On the surface, but also emotionally, it's just a different character, it's a different approach. But yeah, similar obstacles as far as patience. You have to really be patient because you get a little uncomfortable and, take you off your little laser beam.
So your breadth of work, you have quite an extensive horror background from your work. Are you a fan of horror movies?
I'm a fan of movies, to be honest. It could rom-com, horror, crime, noir, whatever, drama. If it's something I enjoy, I watch it. I really, have a variety. I don't really discriminate or like one or the other more than, you know? Yep.
What about for the physical work? I imagine you had to really maybe increase on the workout regimen.
You know, I work out pretty regimentally, so it was a pretty good transition, you know. So I actually lost about 15 pounds just being in that suit. I came in 212 pounds, and I finished at 198 or 7, just doing nothing. So it was a workout just being Hellboy. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I need that suit.
It's a good sweatsuit. It really is. It's amazing.
What about the action scenes?
Yeah.
Getting to work with stunt doubles?
Yeah, no, I've done a lot of that myself, the fighting and going through the wall to put my head through a couple of drywall, you know. I'm familiar. I used to fight a little bit in boxing. I was in the Marines, so I'm used to rumbling and tumbling. So, but as far as making that costume and wardrobe and the weapon and the hand, it took a little while making it your own and, you know, not letting it get in the way of what we were trying to accomplish. It was a little tricky, but it's part of the game. We figured it out. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hearing it's a very practical movie, that there's a lot of practical effects and a lot of physical movement. So did you enjoy it? Do you enjoy doing that?
I mean, after I'm done, I enjoy it a lot more. In the moment, it's challenging, right? But that's what a challenge is. It's like anytime you push yourself, you're like, why the hell am I doing this? And then when you're done, you're like, whew, thank God I pushed myself. But yeah, there's a bittersweetness and like, you know, when it comes to challenging, it's like, it's tricky, but you get through it, you know?
Did you have a favorite stunt or effect that you did?
Favorite stunt? I think just the fight scenes were fun. Or like Ranger rolling down a huge hill in the woods. Yeah.
Right.
We made it out. Yeah.
What about getting to work with the brains of Hellboy?
Say it again?
Getting to work with the brains of Hellboy.
The brains?
Yes.
In what way?
Creators, mind.
Oh, yes. Well, Mike Mignola was, he was working behind the scenes with the director, watching the dailies, so he was kind of okaying things, I suppose. I don't know what his process was, I didn't ask, but he was definitely involved with the director, watching dailies, and you know, it's faithful to his comic book, which is exciting. It's frame by frame, like I mentioned, most of it, a lot of it, many of the scenes. So I'm excited to see come to life.
So you're already familiar with the comic?
Am I familiar with
You
it?
weren't familiar beforehand?
The comic books? I dabbled. You know, I didn't grow up on comic books, so I kind of learned on the job. And a lot of the Hellboy fans actually reached out the minute I was cast. They were like, make sure you do this, make sure you do that. Read this, read that. So I've done a lot of my research. I learned on the job, so to speak. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's support.
Yeah, they're amazing. The Hellboy fans, they're awesome.
Great.
Yeah.
So that means Comic-Con is kind of fun to know more about other comics?
Yeah, I mean, this is my second time here. It's incredible. But I'm always amazed at how many people are here and how many people support the variety of all the work that's out there and they come across the world. It really energizes you when you're here. You're like, wow, you're really a part of something special. You know? Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.